Macmillan Audio presents The Hope Chest by Viola Shipman. Read for you by Arndt. For my father. I miss you every day, but know that you are near. You taught me hard work and perseverance pay off, and never, ever to give up, and I won't. For my Uncle Don, who valiantly battled ALS for a decade and taught me, in the midst of his horrific struggle, what strength, grace, and hope truly mean. For my grandmothers and great-aunts, the items from your hope chests remain an important part of our family and are a prime reason my house is always a home. For Anne Lamott, your birthday wish and drawing inspired me, as does your writing, each and every day. Barbara's face was set now, almost like a mask, like something the wind is blowing hard against, and she'd lost a lot of weight, so you could see the shape of her animal, and bones and branches and humanity. Yet she still had a smile that got you every time, not a flash of high-wattage white teeth, but the beauty of low watt, the light that comes in through the bottom branches, sweet, peaceful, wry. Anne Lamott, on her friend's battle with ALS, from Small Victories. Prologue. The Scent of Cedar. May 2016. I think that's about the last box, sweetheart. Do you need a few minutes alone to say goodbye? Mattie Tice scanned the room and then looked at her husband, Don, before nodding yes. How can I properly say goodbye to the home I love when I can barely even talk anymore? Mattie thought. After nearly 50 years together, Don could read his wife's thoughts by instinct. He walked over to Mattie, knelt in front of her wheelchair, and leaned in close, until her white blonde hair tickled his tanned face. It will always be our lake home, he whispered, his breath smelling sweet like the toffee lattes he loved to drink, especially when he was tired. Our home is wherever we are. Mattie knew his words were meant to comfort her, but she was too upset for them to help. She opened her mouth to talk, but even if she screamed, no one could hear her. My voice is getting weaker, Mattie thought. Say it again, sweetie, for me, Don said softly, lifting the tiny mic that dangled in front of his wife's face to amplify her voice. That's B.S., Mattie said slowly. Just like A.L.S. Don laughed at her pluck and kissed her cheek. I know, he said. I'm sorry. I know how much you hate platitudes. You know what they say about death and moving, Mattie said, one garbled word at a time. Very stressful. The word death hung in the silence of the now empty cottage and rattled around in Don's mind. He smiled and bit the inside of his cheek. It was the only way he could keep himself from crying in times like this. Don put his hands on his wife's shoulders and massaged them. Right up there with taxes, Don said. I know how hard this is, my love. Mattie leaned her head to the right until it was pressed against her husband's hand. He is a warm man, she thought, inside and out. Don't beat yourself up, she said to her husband, knowing his every emotion. I'm a big girl. Mattie Tice was the strongest person Don had ever known, and that strength had willed her through 5 years of living with ALS. But now their beloved lake house was simply too much for her to navigate. It's too big, and I'm too small, Mattie thought, looking around the cottage she'd been coming to since she was 10 years old. 2 movers suddenly came barreling down the narrow staircase, carrying a box. Mabel, the Tice's beloved mutt, barked her disapproval. I thought that was everything, Mattie asked before they could exit the front door. What's in there? The 2 young men, broad-shouldered, barrel-chested, stopped, unable to understand what she was saying. She's wondering what's in there, Don restated for them. Of course, ma'am, one of them
Sample complete. Ready to continue?